Do your favorite one. I don't mind which one it is, but it's time for Silly Wave. It's the first global demo night of the year. We've got 2 of these this year. This month and next month, August the 13th will be the next one. Thank you so much for the Silly Waves and bringing some energy. For whether you're watching this in the UK, in India, in the US, or in Portugal, or anywhere else, whether you're watching it live or you're watching it recorded, thank you so much for taking some time to hang out with us and with the people giving the demos. We'll just do a quick hello from each person. So if you'd like to introduce yourselves in order, we'll go Connie first, then Leon, then Robin. Please introduce yourselves. Who are you? Just the 30 seconds.
Hi, I'm Connie Kwan. I am the founder of GetSpark AI, where we help you talk and then we publish on LinkedIn for you. My background is in product management. I live in California. Right now I'm in Europe traveling, and it's a pleasure to be here today.
Thank you so much. Congratulations. All right, Leon, who are you?
Hello, everyone. I'm Leon. I'm the co-founder of Kaushlau, and we are trying to help millions of people to relieve their jaw pain. I have a background in management. I'm sitting right now in Lisbon, where I'm finishing up my master's and enjoying the beautiful sunset later. But yes, I'm looking forward to the day.
Thank you so much, buddy. Good to see you. All right, Robin, who are you? Authentically Robin that you are.
Hi, I'm Robin Andrews, CEO of the Teacher Success Platform, and we're working to solve global teacher shortages with our online B2B platform.
Amazing. And you're in London today, right?
I'm in London, yeah.
All right. The team from CreatorLink, who are you?
Hi, everyone. My name is Anwar. This is Flood and Kimberly, and we are the co-founders of AdAUC by CreatorLink. We're building an auction-driven influencer marketing marketplace, and we're glad to be here today.
And where are you sat physically? Which city are you in?
We are from London. We are in London.
Okay, fantastic. Great to have you all here. All right, so it's the normal kind of stuff, even though it's all remote and online. We've got 5 minutes for the demo, 5 minutes Q&A. And obviously, everybody who's in the audience, you get a chance to go to menti.com. And if you're watching this live, of course, if it's recorded, then there's no point doing this. But go to menti.com, put in that code 28660023, and then you can see all the slides, you can make comments, you can vote, you can ask your questions in there, and we'll do our best to address those questions at each stage with each demo. And at the end, there's the most important voting thing, which is what is your favorite demo of the night? That is what we call the People's Choice Award. And for those particular founders that get anointed to the People's Choice, the favorite demo of the night, we do some extra special stuff, including some extra promotion, some extra gifts, some extra opportunities. We interview them on Friday and we get their story out there in a little bit more depth. And we do our best to help them for the next year with just a little bit more stuff that we can add from Canopy. So it's one of the most important votes of the evening. And of course, there is a potential that somebody from tonight will actually be invited to come to Lisbon during Web Summit Week and our favoritist event of the entire year, where we do the signature demo night during Web Summit, usually with the biggest in-person audience that we have of the year. So let's see how it all goes. All right. Now, it's not normal that people just let me do this by myself, so I'm bound to forget something. But let's see if you can use, who's putting the code into this? Okay, so use your Menti skills. Everybody who's on the call, everybody who's watching this, just put in why you're here today, and let's see if this kind of mechanism works. And we should see the Wordle kind of evolve in front of us with what you put in. Okay, that's perfect. Now, interestingly, when we do this in person, the number one word that goes across the middle is always, in every venue, networking. So people come together and they're looking forward to meeting each other. We're not in the same room together today, right? So it's interesting that invest and learn are the words that are right in the middle today. They're usually the ones that are used the most across people putting stuff in. All right. Now, the last thing I'll say about Menti is that you can see these slides. This link will be active for another 7 days after today. We're going to cap the vote on the favorite demo of the night about half an hour after the call is finished. But you'll be able to see everything along the way for the next 7 days. If you want to go back and look at something, look at some questions, etc., you just follow the same link. All right. So first is first. Are you ready, team CreatorLink? No, you've just disappeared. There you go. Come back.
Yep, ready to go.
Ready to go.
Okay.
Meet Alex, an up-and-coming influencer ready to monetize her content.
Meet Sam, a marketing pro aiming to run better campaigns.
Alex worries about how to reach sponsors, how to price yourself, who to trust, and how to ensure brand alignment.
And Sam worries about reaching the right influencers, measuring return on advertising spend, seeing real analytics, and scaling campaigns reliably.
Until now, both spent months manually searching, cold emailing, and negotiating unclear deals.
But now they use AdAUC.
So AdAUC is an auction-driven influencer advertising platform, making the market efficient, transparent, and fair.
And critically, it lets Alex and Sam focus on what they do best, creating content and building winning campaigns. And can we have the next slide, please? On AdAUC, users like Alex and Sam can explore profiles, trends, and past auctions to better understand the market.
So Alex can create a classic auction to sell an ad slot in her next video, allowing filtered sponsors to bid. She can let the highest bid win or use the early selection for the best brand fit.
As a sponsor, Sam can bid in these auctions or use Buy Now to secure deals instantly. She can also host a reverse auction where pre-qualified influencers can bid to join her campaign.
In just a few steps, Alex and Sam reach a deal, managing every step on platform. Efficient, transparent, easy. That's AdAUC.
So Alex and Sam, they aren't alone. Influencer advertising is already a $20 billion market and expected to more than quadruple to $90 billion by 2030.
Why? Because algo ads don't work anymore. Data protection laws, ad blockers, and paid ad removal have reduced reach.
And audiences, especially younger ones, find paid ads intrusive, disingenuous, and annoying.
Trust is shifting to real people. Influencers like Alex and smart marketers like Sam see the opportunity.
And the momentum is here now. The ad industry faces a reset. AdAUC positions Alex and Sam to lead the next era of authentic marketing. And the next slide, please. Our business model is simple and robust. A 12.5% transaction fee per winning bid, paid subscriptions for power users, and promotion fees for in-platform traffic.
We plan to grow through social media, community building, targeted ads, and partnerships.
But our biggest engine is a self-promo loop. When Alex or Sam runs an auction, they share it to attract bids, bringing new users who do the same. This creates a cost-efficient viral growth cycle.
And we don't stop there. We provide tools to let Sam and Alex manage multiple deals easily, all on AdAUC.
By focusing on Alex and Sam's needs end-to-end, AdAUC becomes the natural home for influencer advertising. And if we could just go to the next slide, please. If you are interested in the future of influencer marketing, scan the QR code or go to adauc.com. Also, don't forget to follow us on social media to stay in the loop.
So on adauc.com, our pre-launch website, you can watch the demo video again, learn about AdAUC users, features, subscription plans, and join our early access list to be among the first wave of AdAUC users when we go live.
Consumer capitalism is changing, and trust is the new currency. We have a unique opportunity to redefine and lead one of the fastest growing and most exciting industries in the world. Join Alex, join Sam, join us on this journey. Join AdAUC.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.
And we are ready to answer any questions you might have.
How many influencers are on your platform now?
Sorry, can you repeat that question, please?
How many influencers are on your platform now?
We are currently in pre-launch mode, and our initial goal was to have influencers totaling 10 million followers. We are currently 70% there. Influencers on our platform have a total following of 7 million plus. I hope that answers your question.
Not quite. How many individuals, like individual influencers, are on there? Like, what's the minimum amount of followers do you recruit?
Of course. Well, the standard classification for microblogger is around 10,000 followers. However, obviously that changes from platform to platform. Currently, our smallest influencer only has 2,000 followers. That's on Instagram. And our largest influencer has more than 1 million followers across Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. So we cater to a wide range of different kinds of influencers.
Okay, fantastic. I just want to give you a round of applause for such a great presentation. You know, we met through the London Demo Night, and I've not seen you give a demo before, so it's really interesting how high a standard you've got straight out of the gate. So thank you so much for that. Anybody who's watching on remotely and you want to add some questions, please put them in through the menti.com side, and we're happy to take those in a sec. My question for you is, what kind of traction do you have right now? You know, how much of this is real and how much of this is thought where for the future?
So what we are focusing right now is really just solely traction. I mean, we are constructing our platform, but we only just launched our pre-launch website a few days ago. And the real purpose of that is for people to fill in the form at the bottom of that and to show us that they're interested. But certainly we've had multiple SMEs reaching out to us wanting to use the platform. And as said before by Anwar here, we have a number of influencers, big and small. They range wildly in size. We have some really big guys as well reaching out to us and taking a call from us and really discussing ideas and saying that we're ready to be on the platform.
If I may jump in, just to give you a broad range, unfortunately, we cannot name any names at the moment due to confidentiality. However, we have companies anywhere from local sports clubs to local small businesses to regional level cinema chains to and across influencers, it's anywhere from a small lifestyle / fashion blog to like a top 10 worldwide in that category. So we are covering a wide range of both influencers and sponsors on both sides.
Amazing. All right. So you have a question from a professor at Falmouth University. Marcus is asking, what is your competition? Thank you, Falmouth University.
So thank you for the question. Obviously, there are a lot of big players in the space, and we have researched them very thoroughly before we committed this idea to code. And most of them are big agencies, and none of them have our core idea of using auctions to solve market inefficiencies. We believe our idea can really translate into superb, just using that auction idea to get the best price possible for both parties and reducing negotiation times, reducing bureaucratic paperwork. However, our competitors, all they seem to want to do is to use black box matching logics to match an influencer to a business, which we think is inefficient. We think that's not the best fit. And we believe that most of the databases come from data scraping, not somebody that's actually onboarded. So.
Okay, fantastic. Right, you have a question from a founder who's been on Demo Night a couple of times before in London. Nigel is asking, can you go back to the monetization slide and remind him how you make money? So let's take you back.
Of course. So we have 3 sources of revenue. We have a freemium model, meaning that anyone can access AdAUC for free. However, we have subscriptions for those users who want to be utilizing the platform to a maximum on a professional level. That unlocks more statistics, more analytics, and easier use of a website. In the future, there will be 2 more tiers. The current tiers are the free tier and the pro tier. In the future, there will also be an advanced tier, which is going to add AI capabilities, which are currently being developed. And also we'll have an enterprise tier made for agencies and larger marketing companies. Then the second flow of revenue is from the transaction fees. So we charge 12.5% on top of every winning bid, which is paid by the buyers of advertisement. And the third one, which currently is not going to be live, is that we see AdAUC.com as sort of a meta social network where our internet real estate itself becomes valuable. So if people want to appear on the website and be promoted on the website and be on trending, etc., that will also be monetized in the future.
Okay, last quick question from Emma Pierce. How big is the market share you think you can win? Answer as quickly as you can so we can get to the next one. Okay, you've had your 5.
Okay, the current global market is $20 billion. We are currently targeting only the English-speaking side of the internet, which is 70% concentrated in the United States. We're based in the UK, so we will start with our local market. We think that even at a relatively modest market share, this could be a very sizable company.
Okay, thank you for that. And look, this is how the audience has voted on you. But they get it, they'd use it, they'd invest in it, they'd recommend it to a friend. So something to take away about how your message has landed today. Okay, well done, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you.
Okay, Spark AI. Here you are, Connie.
All righty, I'm going to take over the screen now. All right. For those of you in the room who are founders, who are consultants, who are solopreneurs, who have a lot of wisdom and expertise to share, but you are a busy person, you don't have time to share it. Well, you probably recognize that LinkedIn is a very important channel for you to get clients, to get opportunities, to get board seats, to get on podcasts, and your thought leadership is increasingly important, more so than your resume in current day and age. But there's just no time to handle it. So what Spark AI does is make that simplified for you. And if you're able to do it in a consistent way, I don't think my screen share is at the top. Stuart.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you. If we're able to handle it for you in 15 minutes each week, then ask yourself, would it be a worthy investment? And you might be thinking, hey, there's a lot of noise on LinkedIn. How will I possibly bubble to the top? And I want to ask you this question. What percentage of the 1.2 billion people that are on LinkedIn, what percentage do you think are actually actively writing every week? Just pick a number in your head. Is it 10%? Is it 5%? Is it 2%? No, it's actually 1%. Only 1% of the people who are on LinkedIn will write. So if you are a niche expert, say you're a lawyer in real estate law for commercial buildings in California, then guess what? Nobody's writing about that topic. And I'm sure 100% that you have a niche that you own that nobody else is writing about. And so if you're able to spend that time and be on LinkedIn, then you will attract these board seats, these clients, these next great opportunities, the podcast invite, etc., and that will open doors for you. So with that, I'm going to jump straight into the demo because that is the fun part. So let me escape out of here. Okay, here's how the product works. Because you're a busy person, we're not going to give you yet another interface to navigate. Our product is entirely experienced through text messaging or email. So when you join Spark AI, what you'll do is get a text message that says, hey, this is how it works. Every week, we will remind you to come have a Spark session with us. And in the Spark session, you'll talk to our AI, which will have different questions every week. You basically get a conversation that will draw out the best thought nuggets from you. So this is my account, and it sends me a reminder saying tomorrow is your Spark session. Every week is the same time. And then tomorrow came, and here's my Spark session. So let's see what Spark AI has in store. So we're going to cover 3 main topics, looks like myth busting of myths in my industry, milestones, and book recommendations. Now, Spark AI knows me, meaning it knows that I am talking about thought leadership on LinkedIn, and I want to attract audience that cares about that. So its first question is, if you're not posting daily on LinkedIn, then I'm irrelevant. Well, I disagree with that. I think if you post once in a while, you will still get really strong signal to your audience. So I'm going to share this, something that I pre-wrote. Now, the other thing you can do is also, I'm going to move on. Oh, this one. Content can never sound authentic. Okay. Well, that's this one. Actually, I want to talk about it. Let's talk about a milestone because that was in here. Okay, let's talk about milestone. So something I can do is actually dictate to it as well. So if you're on a mobile phone or even if you're on a desktop, you can dictate to it. And I'm using Microsoft Dictation here. So what I want to say is one milestone that we hit as a company is we were invited to the Canopy community to give a product demo. And we're excited about that to share our message with fellow founders. Okay, that's it. All right, great. So as you can see, I can just dictate off the top of my head, brain dump everything I want, and it would turn my beautiful thoughts into even more beautiful thought nuggets. And I have some other prepped content that I would dictate, but what I'll do is just for the sake of time, just paste it all in here and then say, okay, great, let's wrap it up. Now what it'll do is, oh, we're going to wrap up. Great. I'm going to go ahead and summarize for you, and then it would save this conversation. Now what it'll do is on the back end, then use my voice to write my LinkedIn post for me. And of course, the cookie is not baked instantly, but you are in the demo kitchen. So I will have the cookies already baked here. And this is what it'll look like. So I have these posts generated for me based on that conversation that you saw. And so, for example, this milestone one that I dictated in a previous version that I did, it packaged it up for me. Big milestone alert. Tomorrow I'm presenting. It's not just a demo. It's really important to us. But it was a very short snippet that I shared, and it packaged up into very beautiful and shareable. And from here, I can directly post to LinkedIn. I can go and push to LinkedIn, I authenticate, and there I go. So why would you want to do this? If you're not already sold, let's go back to here. What is the benefit of sharing your thought leadership on LinkedIn? Well, the previous presentation was about once you become an influencer, all the opportunities open up to you, including selling ad slots. But really, for a founder who's trying to attract opportunities, for an executive who's trying to get on the next board seat, all of these trends are really in your favor because I'll start from the bottom. Trust is shifting from brands to individuals. That's the most important one, is that you as an individual has more power than brands these days. And that is backed up by reports from Nielsen. We also see the gig economy expanding. So more folks are jumping in and building thought leadership, so you don't want to be left behind. And then number one is that personal branding is on the rise. And so, your next opportunity, whether that's somebody who's choosing you to be on the board seat or choosing you to be a company they want to invest in, they want to see you sharing thoughts on LinkedIn. They don't want to see just your resume. They really want to see more about how your thought process is, how you think about it, especially for early stage founders where your product might not be all there yet, but they want to see, oh, this is how you build a company. You're building out in public and they can trust you as a founder. So these are key factors to kind of jump on board on by sharing your thought leadership. And we help you do that. My team is myself, Paul, our co-founders. We met at Atlassian. We have SaaS background and we've had exits in the past. And what I want to do is wrap with an ask. First of all, if we can help you share your thought leadership, get on our wait list. Here on the bottom is the link. And we are building a thought leadership series, a podcast and a webinar series to dig deeper into this topic of thought leadership and how decision makers think about it, how people who do thought leadership well think about it, and share our learnings. So we're looking for guests. So if you know a PR firm, these are potential customers for us. We want to get close to them, understand how they think about it, what their pain point is. So PR firm, decision makers, LinkedIn influencers, visible C-suite executives, we would love to have them as a guest on our podcast / thought leadership webinar series. So please send them my way. The email is right there on the slide.
Okay, amazing. Thank you, Connie. I think I'm going to ask the team from CreatorLink to just make their first comments. And I'd also ask Marcus Simmons if he's got any thoughts, because Falmouth is quite famous for the freelance economy down there. So CreatorLink, what's your thoughts on this?
It's a very interesting idea, Connie. We're excited to see, how far can it get, and we'll be interested to maybe using it, guys.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Maybe signing up for the early access waitlist.
I mean, AI is very important to us. We use it every single day, multiple of them.
Yeah.
Code, making pitches.
Yeah, and I think it supports the larger creator economy movement or trend, if you want to call it that way.
Yeah. You know, now that I know about your product, we would love to send the customers that we help turn into thought leaders in their industry your way, and they can even be a more influential thought leader. So
Sure.
And yeah, and the other way around, right? If you're bidding for stuff and you're not winning very much, maybe you want to improve your performance with this kind of tool, right? I can personally see how I could find it interesting. My first question before we find out what Marcus is thinking is, what are you doing for me that I can't do for myself with Gemini or ChatGPT or something?
great question. You can 100% go and do that. What we supply to you is a couple of things. Our customers tell us that the number one thing is keeping them on track, because it's a marathon, not a sprint, doing social media well and doing LinkedIn well. And there's usually a burst of energy of, oh, we should do this, I should do this. They spend a month, you know, playing around with AI, and then the energy disappears. So what we do that customers tell us is we help them keep that habit. And we time cap it to 15 minutes. So initially, it's 15 minutes of different questions that we ask them. So we're able to help them expand beyond the kind of the content creation bubble. If you think about it, there's how I normally think I can create. And then we ask questions that extend that bubble. So there's a larger area that they can talk about. And we help people discover their ikigai, right? Discover their voice through this process. And that's a really big one. So you can 100% try and do it yourself, but you'll end up finding that it'll take more time, it'll take more brain juice to do, and most of our target audience are really busy people that have 10 other hats they're wearing, and they just don't want to be spending time writing. So our target audience are not writers. If you're an author, you're a writer, then you want to control every word. That's not our target audience. Our target audience are folks that have a lot of expertise to share, and that's the majority, really. Have a lot of expertise to share, they have lived experience, but they don't want to be in front of screen writing. They just want to be on their phone, dictating to their phone, and then things are written for them and in their voice.
Okay, thank you. Now, before I turn to Marcus's question, and thank you for that, Marcus, I just want to ask you to explain what ikigai is, because you've used a very important phrase there. So do you want to just run that one out there for 10 seconds? What is ikigai?
Yeah, ikigai is the Japanese concept of intersection of four areas. What you're good at, what the world will pay you to do, what brings you joy, and help remind me the fourth one.
What the world needs. So it's
what
you
the
can
world
get paid
needs. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, fantastic.
And
And
you know,
some
that's
people call it purpose, right? Some people redefine it as purpose. And if you have that ikigai and you follow that ikigai, you have a more fulfilling life.
Yeah, it's a purpose that also gets you paid. So it has an additional layer, which is super important. And you know, a lot of our customers have figured out how to get themselves paid, right? That's why they're already a thought leader, but they're not actively writing, so they're not kind of leveraging their expertise in the social media digital realm that they can be, and a lot of opportunities are coming through that. So this kind of extends their influence.
Okay, well, Marcus's question follows really well. It's like, how do you make money out of this? How do you get paid from this with your own ikigai? And then we'll turn to Leon for his thoughts.
Yeah, we are a subscription model. So we offer a free trial. And if you're here today and you've listened to this, I will give you the prize of getting 2 months of free trial instead of standard 1 month. So if you want to take advantage of that, you can just email me there and just say, hey, I heard you talk at Canopy. I want my 2 months. Just let me know, and we'll make sure when you get off the wait list that you'll get 2 months.
What if you're hosting
after the
tonight? Do you get
trial,
3 months, or is it still just 2 months? If you're hosting, do I get 3?
We can talk offline about that, Stuart.
Okay.
You know, you and me have a good relationship, so probably. Yes. So yeah, if you what was the question again? How do I make money?
Yeah.
It's a subscription program. So after the initial free trial, then we say, hey, is this bringing you value? If you do, then please join one of our programs. Some of our subscription options.
Fantastic. 30 seconds, Leon. What do you think of this?
I think it's quite nice. I was just wondering, still after your answer, to be honest, what the differentiation between this and ChatGPT is. Yeah. But other than that, of course, I like it. I love to post on LinkedIn. I think it's super valuable to being a thought leader on LinkedIn. I think you can increase your personal brand and by that also increase your market value. So I think that's really valuable in total.
Yeah. Yeah, look, we don't want to compete with ChatGPT. Oh, is that? Oh, yeah. We don't want to compete with ChatGPT. If you're a writer and you spend all day in ChatGPT and you're really comfortable with that, then you're probably not our target audience. Our target audience are busy folks that are negotiating deals. They're in the boardroom all the time. They're going between meetings. They're not sitting in front of ChatGPT, interacting with it or setting up a model for their voice. They're not. We're doing that for them. And then they just want questions asked of them, of their expertise. Like, here are myths in your industry. What do you think? Here are some news that we want you to react to. What do you think? It's as if you're hiring a social media manager. Normally, that would cost you $2,000 to $5,000 a month if you, depending if you hire in European market or in Asia somewhere, depending on skill level. Now we're offering that at a fraction of the price at a subscription level, right? Because AI is involved. So that's what we're offering. We're not directly competing with folks who want to live in the ChatGPT interface and write, because honestly, you can 100% do that, but it'll take a lot more energy, not even time, just kind of brain juice, right, that you may want to spend somewhere else.
Okay, so last thing from Marcus, we've gone a little bit over time, but he's asked, does your tool provide a good attention-grabbing, royalty-free image to go with the text? You can always spot the professors from the creative universities. Thank you for that, Marcus. So what do you think, Connie? Do you want to add some images in here as well?
Images in, like, for the post, you mean? Or
yeah. I think that's what Marcus is saying.
Yeah, we're working on images. So what you saw in the demo is all text, of course. We are working on images, so we will have images to go with your posts in the future. And then down the road, as video gets better, we will include, we're playing with video models of your face, talking head type things. We can build carousels. So all of that is coming soon. But once we get more of that, then it becomes increasingly harder, because now you're hitting image models, you're hitting text models in order to put the package together. But ultimately, yeah, you can 100% orchestrate the entire thing yourself. But what we offer is kind of a done for you package at a very affordable subscription price.
Okay, well, you may not know, Connie, but in the UK, Falmouth is one of those universities that has a lot of communications strengths, a lot of journalism strengths, and so it's really interesting that Marcus is commenting like that today. All right, Leon, this is you, right?
Thank you.
Meet Sophie. Thank you, Connie.
Yes, this is me. Okay, good. I'm ready whenever you are.
Go for it.
Okay, hi. Everyone, nice that you're here. I'm Leon, co-founder of Kaushlau, and together we are ending the suffering for millions of people. Today we are looking for real unfiltered feedback to improve our application. But first of all, let me introduce you to Sophie. She's a 25-year-old university student, but Sophie isn't just juggling her exams and her part-time job. Sophie is suffering from chronic jaw pain because she grinds her teeth all night, every night. She wakes up every morning with a pounding headache, her jaw hurts like hell after eating breakfast, and her neck is as stiff as she would work on a construction site. And Sophie is not alone. Over 20 million people in the DACH region suffer from Bruxism or TMJ-related disorders daily. Next slide, please. And the worst part, there is no real solution that works long-term. Bite splint protect the teeth, but they don't tackle the pain. Physiotherapy can help, but only if it's done consistently. And some people even turn to Botox to weaken the muscle. Expensive, invasive, and only temporary. All of these options require effort, but still there is no long-term relief. And that's exactly the gap we are stepping into. Next slide. We are a team of experts and honestly also patients who live this problem every day. Christian is a dentist and facial surgeon who treats Bruxism and TMJ patients. Moritz is doing his PhD in physiotherapy, focused on digital health. Benjamin is our full stacky, and I'm the obligatory management guy. And together we developed a new way to treat Bruxism, one that's digital, accessible, and one that actually works. And right now is the perfect moment. Our MVP went live in July, and we already started real user tests. We secured 4 signed LOIs, 1 from a major German health insurer and 2 from dental clinics. We also built a waitlist of over 300 B2C users, fully organically. Our go-to-market in the DACH region is planned for early 26, and until then, we are running a usability study and getting ready for Euro. So, and why now? Because regulatory frameworks in Germany, like the updated fast-track reimbursement model for digital health apps, are finally opening a clear path for scalable digital therapy. The timing is right, the product is live, and the right partners are already on board. But now let me show you what Kaushlau actually is and how it works. Are you sharing it?
No, it's disappeared from the screens.
That's always good. Wait, let me upload it again then. There we go. So it starts super simple with a single tap. Kaushlau adapts to each user from the very beginning. First of all, users set their goal. Do they want to relieve pain, reduce stress, or just improve their sleep? Based on this, we are creating a personalized step-by-step therapy plan. To tailor the experience even further, users enter their current symptoms. Where does it hurt and how intense does it hurt? This input flows into our machine learning-based algorithm, which is continuously adjusting the therapy in real time. Once inside the application, users follow a structured weekly program. Each day includes 3 short tasks, typically no more than 5 to 10 minutes, combining symptom trapping, guided muscle relaxation, and targeted relaxation. The core of our treatment is self-guided therapy, developed by physios and dentists. For example, users can learn how jaw self-massage techniques work via short training videos. But here comes where our app really becomes unique. Using artificial reality, the front camera tracks the user's movement during exercise and provides real-time feedback, correcting and guiding them throughout the session. This turns every user's phone into a safe therapy assistant. But let me skip you through this process quickly. 1 second. Yeah. So after each sessions, users also receive immediate feedback and small gamified rewards, like streaks, progress bars, and celebration moments. This increases the motivation and drives consistency, which is super important when it comes to chronic diseases. The dashboard also personalizes itself continuously based on the input of the user. It shows the progress, remaining tasks, and gives direct access to quick relief tools, for example, in moments of stress, pain flare-ups, or troubles in sleeping. And most importantly, our approach works. Clinical evaluations show that users experience significant pain reduction within just 3 to 5 weeks of self-treatment. So no splints, no appointments, just effective daily care from home. That's Kaushlau.
Nicely done, nicely done. Sorry about missing my cue there on the vid. All right. So you're done with your 5 minutes, Leon?
5 minutes 40 in my phone says.
I can give you a round of applause. All right, fantastic. Connie, what do you think about this one?
I think it's interesting. I use mouthguard right now, so I'm familiar with the problem, but I don't have super severe bruxism. So I think it's great. I worked on a product that uses kind of behavior-based change, and I think it's behavior-based healthcare is amazing. So awesome.
So you're going to trade subscriptions with Leon. He gets like maybe 3 or 4 months from your stuff, and you can kind of.
There's an idea.
Yeah, okay. It should be some trading into group. What about you, CreatorLink team? What do you think about this one?
Sorry, guys. Maybe I missed it. I have a question about. Well, 2 questions actually. One is about regulation. Are there any kind of laws that you have to comply with in different regions, perhaps? And the second question is about monetization.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yes, there are a lot of laws. In Europe, it's the MDR law. So right now we are getting the certification for MDR classification 1, and then you are allowed to roll it out all over Europe. In America, it's the FDA, which is completely different, which is a completely different regulation cycle you go through. When it comes to monetization, we are providing, first of all, in the DACH region, a freemium model to the people, but we are also partnering, as I already said, with health insurers. So if the people are insured with one of our partners, the app is for free for them. And the health insurers then pay us.
All right, fantastic. So Marcus wants to know about the efficacy of your stuff. So he wants to know about the clinical trials. Were they with your product and were they truly clinical? And Nigel wants to know, thank you for this one, Nigel, when people are cured, they're probably going to leave, right? So how do you manage this retention thing?
So first of all, the clinical trials, we haven't done them. So they weren't with our product. They were basically simple cell therapy from people at home. There are a variety of meta studies out there that show that simple cell therapy leads to a significant pain reduction after 3 to 5 weeks. So we didn't even need to do that. We are just keeping up the adherence there. And Nigel, thank you for the question. People can't get cured, unfortunately. Fortunate for us, as Bruxism and TMJ is a chronic disease. You can just live with it, but not get cured. Like you can decrease the pain to such a level that you can live freely with it.
It's kind of like a long lifetime value proposition, right? Okay, Robin, what do you think about this one?
Oh, I think it's interesting. I've seen similar products solving other types of problems, as Connie mentioned as well. And, you know, it seems like a great solution, potentially.
Would you use it? I mean, would you use an app that's telling you how to massage your jaw and stuff? Would you use that stuff?
Oh, only if I felt I had an issue with it. So I certainly, but I would recommend it to others who might be experiencing problems.
Okay. Fantastic. So, Leon, what's the traction so far? Where are you at with this?
We have one of the biggest German health insurers. We have multiple clinics already on board, and we have over 300 B2C users who are just waiting to use the application.
Okay. And have you got any funding or any funding rounds expected?
We are getting 130K of funding from the German state, which is non-dilutive. And right now we are applying for a Portuguese grant. So we are first financing through grants, non-dilutive, and then we are getting into fundraising in next year, June.
So is yours a Portuguese company or a German company? How are you making these two state systems work for you?
You you are allowed to open up several branches of your company, and we are just opening up a Portuguese one.
Okay. Fantastic. All right. Any other questions from anybody? Otherwise, we'll move on to Robin. We're doing very well for time today. I want to give you all a round of applause for sticking so well to your time as we go through. Much appreciated on every demo night, but particularly the global one. So over to you, Robin, and thank you, Leon.
Thanks, Stuart. I'm just noticing I don't think the Mentimeter polls are working, but we'll see how we go with the demo.
Okay.
So just a reminder, I'm Robin, CEO of the Teacher Success Platform. Stuart, could we move on to the next slide, please? Thank you. So I'd just like to start by asking, there's a bit of audience participation in this. So if you could just think for a moment about your favorite teacher, someone who left a lasting positive impact on you. Now think of a teacher who didn't. Research shows that the difference between those two teachers has the potential to influence your lifetime earnings by over $1.4 million US. The benefits of having even an average teacher compared with having a below average one are significant. So my ask today is, can you teach, or do you know someone who could? And by teach, I mean, can you really teach and do it well? I'd like everyone to take and share our Can You Teach quiz. It takes just a few minutes and helps us identify people with the potential to thrive in the classroom. I'll show you a demonstration shortly. Can we move on, please, Stuart? Thank you. So improving teaching quality is one of the most powerful ways to reduce global inequality. Right now, we face a shortfall of 44 million teachers around the world. In the UK alone, teacher development is a £3.6 billion market. The Teacher Success Platform is a data and software as a service solution that uses context-rich animated simulations to present real-life classroom situations, giving teachers instant expert feedback on their decision-making in that situation. Our tools enable organisations to attract the right people to the profession, select the right candidates, and provide support, learning opportunities, and performance monitoring. The platform automates assessment of personal behaviours, reduces bias in recruitment, builds alignment with the profession, and provides early insights to teacher mentors and school leaders via our management dashboard. Our solutions are scalable, cost-effective, and have been used across 3 continents. Team slide, please, Stuart. So we're awash with credibility and strong partnerships in education. And we've supplemented that by bringing in commercial and investment expertise to ensure we can achieve societal impact and financial return at scale. Next slide, please. We've known for a long time that it's personal behaviour characteristics that make a great teacher, but as AI evolves, human qualities like empathy, resilience, and decision-making matter more than ever. To paraphrase Stephen Bartlett in his post from just last week, it's personal behaviours, not technical skills, that will shape the future of work in a wide range of industries. So let's have a look at how TSP works. May I share my screen, please? And we'll have a go.
Give me 2 seconds. I'm on it. Going to train me up for the next one, don't worry. There we go. That should be you, is that right?
Okay, so this is the opportunity for, I don't know, people can see that, I assume, audience participation. We're going to play you this little classroom scenario, and I'd like you to think about how you think a beginning teacher would best react in this situation.
A Black Lives Matter protest is happening in the local area this week, involving members of the school community. At the start of your lesson, a group of pupils are talking about this, and one student comments that all lives matter, and then asks your opinion on the protest and whether you will be taking part.
So we've got 3 options to choose from. A, tell the people that you will discuss the protest at the end of the lesson. B, address the question immediately due to its importance and timeliness. Or C, explain that protests are a problem in America. The UK doesn't have a problem with race or police brutality, in your opinion. So I think in the absence of a Mentimeter poll here, are you going to try and do that? Or I'll just ask for a show.
I'm trying for you, Robin. I'm trying for you. Here we go.
Pushing you. Ah.
This is a dead heat so far.
Okay. A couple more participants, please.
There you go. You got a winner.
Okay, great. So we're going to tell the pupil that we'll discuss it.
Go on, keep going. You're good.
Yep. What have I done here? I would just like to share my screen again. Thank you. Oh, I still am sharing my screen, am I?
I just brought you back.
Okay. So tell the people you will discuss the protest at the end of the lesson. Okay, well, our expert teacher feedback says that experienced teachers feel that there could be a better way to approach this. And it goes on to explain that students often ask unexpected questions that require you to think on your feet. It's part of the reason why no day is ever the same. Sometimes students just want information up front, and once informed, are happy with the response, and they can move on with their learning. Besides, the comment that defers the discussion implies a lack of understanding about the essence of the Black Lives Matter protest and needs to be addressed. So that's interesting feedback, I think. And, perhaps teaching isn't as easy or as intuitive as we might think it is. So with that feedback, we now ask the user, and this is the 5th scenario in the quiz. So I've skipped to the end, and I'm now trying to gather some information about how the user feels about teaching as a profession as a consequence of completing the realistic job preview. And following their filling out that survey, they receive feedback on their overall performance in the quiz and their suitability for teaching. So trying to build that alignment with the profession gives them a bit of information about how to start their career in teaching, and then directs them to our online CPD courses, which are an extended version of the scenario you've just seen. And it also invites organisations who may want to purchase TAttract, we call this tool, to contact us. Can I just check if we've changed windows now?
No, but we are about to, don't worry.
Okay, I'll just come back in the room and stop that one.
How's that? You like that slide?
Yeah, thanks, Stuart. So there is another significant component to the platform, just before I move on with this second ask, which is the management dashboard, which gathers the information from the quiz and our assessment tools and the development tools, and presents them to the school leaders or mentors to enable them to get a sense of how people are performing and where extra support might be needed. So it's a really significant big data opportunity, in my view. So there is an ask. We're raising pre-seed capital now that we've kind of established clearly our value proposition. We've bootstrapped to this point with around 42k of ARR at the moment. But we're looking for 250k to support us to add commercial features to the product. It has been developed as a research tool through the University of York. But we know that we can add features that will increase its appeal to the market. So we're offering tax-efficient investment with SEA's advance assurance already received, a 1 million pre-money valuation, and standard investor protections, aiming for a 15 to 20 times exit to online training industry players within 5 to 7 years. Any questions?
Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much. Right, CreatorLink, you probably had the biggest access to teachers most recently. So what do you think about this stuff?
Yeah, no, I'm sure, myself included, we can definitely think of some good teachers we had and some bad teachers we wish we'd been able to avoid. Oh yeah, very, very exciting. I would ask, as a tool, are you aiming it more at kind of teachers starting out in their profession and like a recruitment tool, or more as a performance improvement tool for existing teachers who are looking to maybe better their skill set?
Yeah, an excellent question. So at the moment, our solutions are very much positioned around those early career teachers. But certainly we perceive the potential is there to support teachers right throughout their career. The first problem we'd like to solve is keeping teachers in the profession beyond that 5-year mark, because we know they become much more effective once they've achieved that 5 years worth of experience. So that's why we're focused there. Ultimately, though, we want to support teachers right through their career and development into school leaders.
Thank you.
Leon, are you still there, man? Or have you gone? Connie, what do you think about this stuff?
I think it's really interesting. Some of these, it's almost like a town hall, some of these questions that you're asking. And I wonder if there's even civil, beyond teaching, like civic, civil applications here. Perhaps you're exploring already.
Yeah, I definitely think that the proposition is entirely valid, and the structure of the solution is valid across multiple verticals. Our credibility, experience, and testing has been in the education sector, but absolutely the methodology is applicable in a wide range of sectors. So I think the opportunity in that respect is significant.
All right, I've had a question here from Marcus. So can you remind me of the business model and tell me what prototype testing and target market feedback you have completed?
Hi, Marcus. Thanks for that question. So the business model is B2B. Our current customers are government organisations and teacher training organisations. So we're beyond prototype, we are in market. And we gather feedback from end users every day. And it's very detailed and very helpful in terms of the efficacy of the product. We have noticed we've got a wee gap in our feedback that we're working to close around program managers, teacher mentors that are ultimately using the product and the data. So I think the commercial opportunity there is strong. And there are a lot of features we can add in terms of that. What's the data piece that will increase the marketability of the product? And then candidly, we're still working to gain our market entry actually into schools, which is where we want to be.
Okay, fantastic. Last question from Leon. What do you want to add to this one as a perspective or a question, mate? Bring that Nova business brain of yours to pass.
No, I like it. I was in the beginning quite confused what the difference to the online training platform is, but I understood it and I like it.
Okay, what would you change?
I would provide a bit better looking interface for younger people, but of course this is early stage, so how can you expect that now?
Yeah, I think that's fair. Thanks, Leon. I know after your shiny apps, it does have the hallmarks of we're a research product.
Fantastic. All right, round of applause. So everybody who's watching, everybody who's still able to press a button into Mentimeter, it's time to vote. I don't know if you guys from CreatorLink have managed to vote 3 times or how you've logged into Mentimeter or whatever, but if you want to game the system, now's the time to do it. We'll give that just a few more seconds, and then as people are finishing off the Menti stuff, if you can give your would you recommend this to a friend or colleague kind of answer, appreciate that. And any comments you've got about Demo Night, these are all really helpful for us to learn. Every month we learn. We've been doing this for a decade, and we learn every month, and we try and iterate and improve. And if anybody will ever train me about screen sharing, I'm sure I'll be much better at it next time, okay? And the next Demo Night is a global Demo Night. In August, we'll have a few more of the Canopy in Residence team with us as well. And I think we've got some Indian startups, some Portuguese, some UK, and some US. So we're really covering all the bases during August. But let's see how the next month evolves and see what changes. Thank you to everybody who's been watching this live and contributing. Thank you to Marcus and Nigel and to Emma for the questions in the chat. Appreciate that. And I will just come back to here and see where the vote is landing. Oh, CreatorLink, you're doing good. You're doing good. It's obviously the team structure that's working. All right. So I will stop sharing that screen and just ask for a bit of a comment from everybody who's taken part today. So Connie, how do you feel about your first global demo night? And then Leon, and then Robin, and then CreatorLink, you take us home. So Connie, what do you think? How's your first? It's been all right. It's been worth hanging out from Hungary just for an hour.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for bringing your energy and your backdrop and everything. Really appreciate it. And thank you for my 6 months of free subscription. I appreciate it. All right,
You're quite the negotiator there, Stuart.
No, I nearly went for 12, but I kind of reined myself in.
Oh, yeah, I did go for 12. Yeah.
Leon, what's your thoughts about the first global one? I mean, you've been in person watching last month in Lisbon in what was actually a pitch event at that time. How do you feel about the global one this time?
Yeah, I mean, like I was already in the normal demo night, like in February, I think, in Lisbon. And I really prefer, but as I always do on every pitch event, I really prefer the in-person ones because then you can get you get just more feedback from the crowd and like
you get more hugs. That's what you're saying, Leon. You get more.
There
hugs,
we go.
right?
But yeah, as well as the hugs, of course. But I just have the feeling that you get like more unfiltered, direct feedback on like the in-person demo nights. What I really prefer. Yeah. But
well, I'm very excited to tell you, Leon, that the first in-person one after the summer in Lisbon is very, very, very likely to be in Nova, the Haddad Institute. We've been talking with Andre about making that happen, and with a bit of luck, all the ducks will align, and we'll be able to do that in person. So you'll be able to give some hugs yourself in person.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Robin, what do you think about your first global one? You've been to a few of them in London, right? How do you feel about this?
Well, I enjoyed this kind of laid-back nature of doing it online. You've kept us brilliantly to time. And I'm looking forward to all those teacher quiz results flooding in.
Remind us of the URL. It's teachersuccess.co.uk. Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much for being here. And bring us home, CreatorLink. You're still currently in the lead, so you may end up being the people's choice. I'm going to close that vote in half an hour, but as we speak, you're right there. I think there's one vote in it, so if anybody prefers the jaws, then it's time to vote. Okay. So what's your thoughts on the global one compared to the London ones you've come to in person?
Hi, Stuart. Firstly, on behalf of the team, let me just say thank you for the opportunity. We have thoroughly enjoyed it. But I must say, I think having been to a few in-person presentations, Leon is right. You get more feedback, and it's I think one is more used to that. But this is fun also, and yeah, just thanks to everyone who's coming, and we love all the feedback. We love all the questions.
Brilliant. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Really appreciate you being here and everything you brought to Demo Night. And I wish you all a very lovely evening.
Thanks, Stuart. Thanks. Nice to meet you, everyone.